Party people, what's going on? This is Samaj Marsh. I'm the founder of BlueDeathValley.com. I want to welcome you guys back to another special episode of Inside the Valley, the podcast that's devoted to relentless coverage of A&T football. Of course, I got my two co-hosts here tonight to help me out. First up, former A&T wide receiver and a Greensboro native, my man Doug Fresh Brown. What's going on, Doug?
Hey guys, Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride for real.
Aggie Pride, man.
And of course, the man in the middle, always talking about facts. He does not speak in riddles. Longtime A&T insider, a beat writer on BlueDeathValley.com for over 2 decades. One of the first season ticket holders at Aggie Stadium, and right now he is the president of the Greensboro chapter of the AAF. My right-hand man, Craig Turner. Going on, CT?
Hey, what's up, guys? Aggie Pride back for a week. Had the week off. Got some things done.
Yeah.
Got to get to it now.
This is a weird week, Doug. This is a weird week, man, because a lot of stuff is going on, and had some big announcements outside of the athletic realm. You know, we first off on last Friday. There was I called it on social media. I said it's the regular late Friday news dump, right? Right about 4:59. I saw some mention on, I think, Twitter that our Chancellor Martin announced his retirement. He'll be leaving, I guess, at the end of this school year, so in 2024. But I guess after everybody graduates. So there's been 14 years. Has it been 14 years? They said
15.
It's been a full 15. I mean, let's just say it, man. The accomplishments that this man has had in his tenure under his watch probably would never be matched again. I mean, just the growth, the way that A&T has just risen in stature, and then talk about all the money, just the millions of dollars that is impacting the community, the enrollment that's going to skyrocket, all the buildings you see around campus. And you know, if you drive by Dudley and East Market, you'll see the crown jewel, that Harold Martin engineering building. So I mean, that was a big blow. I was not expecting that. Doug, what was your thoughts when you saw that announcement that Chancellor Martin was going to be stepping down?
Well, you know, of course, we got the email a little bit before it broke, but it was tough, man. You know, Chancellor's my guy, man. As I say, that's my guy, man. And I've always rooted for him in his corner. First and foremost, he's an Aggie, right? He's an Aggie, and so he really did a good job at the helm and is continuing to do a great job. But you know, hopefully, it's not one of those scenarios where we're, you know, appreciate him more when he's gone, or you don't know what you got till it's gone, or one of those deals. But man, it's tough, man. We're in the midst of making a lot of changes, a lot of moves, but still excited for the future and what's in store for our university. I know that we're still going to be in good hands with whoever we put in charge, and we'll be in good hands with the board of trustees. You know, anytime you got a leading member of the GAT crew, shout out Kim Gavin and the job she's going to do as the new chairwoman. But man, I tell you, man, it's tough. You know, transition is always tough. Change is tough. You know, this year I'm really working on trying to not get upset about the things that I can't control. Right. We know we can't control the decisions that the chancellor makes, but you know, he deserves a retirement as well, man. He's put in the work, not only here at A&T, but throughout his career in the NC system and everything. But we're gonna miss him, man. He's done a lot of great things here, and you know, he's been our leader. I think we've done a good job of trying to live up to the chancellor's standards, right? He's kind of set the tone for us over the last couple of years, not only in athletics and the academics, but just across the board, right? He held us to a high standard, and I think all Aggies have kind of worked hard to mirror the standard that he set. But it was tough news, man. It was tough news in the middle of what we're trying to get done. So I know he's not going to leave us in bad hands, and we've got some pretty good decision makers. So I'm confident that when that time comes, that we'll do the national search, and then we'll come up with the next great chancellor of North Carolina A&T. But till then, man, I was hurt, man. I almost cried, man. I ain't gonna lie, I almost cried, man. But hey, it is what it is, man. I'm trusting the process. The process.
Hey, but Craig, it's pretty cool that he's able to get his flowers while he's still here, right? So he'll get a whole
Yeah.
relap, a big, retirement tour. This whole from here until next summer, and that's gonna be pretty cool, man. Because he's what 70 some years old. His wife looks like she's about 25. So I don't know, he's a blessed man all the way around. He's still in good health, man. He still can beat up anybody that runs up on him crazy. I tell you, my Craig, I'm gonna let you give your story, but my main story from Chancellor Martin is not academic wise, nothing like that. It was at an A&T basketball game. There was an errant pass that went into the crowd. He sits in the middle of the home side at the very top, and somehow got all the way up to him. And without getting up, he was in his seat. He reached, caught the ball, and then he's 70 years old still. He had to be around. I don't know. He had to be around 69 at the latest, but I know. This is like maybe 3 years ago, and he did a chest pass from the top of the lower level, the bleachers, and it's right onto the official on court. I was like, that's a strong old man. But so, Craig, what were your thoughts when you heard the announcement?
Harold Martin's a big guy, so
Yeah.
you gotta remember he's what 6'4", 6'5".
Right.
I was surprised. I was kind of numb at first. I was a little bit surprised, but I had anticipated that he would probably be leaving fairly shortly. You hit 72 years old,
Yeah.
and that's usually when you know you pretty. He had taken it. He had taken it. What he's done done for the university, is just remarkable. I can't say enough about him. The man had vision when he took over. What A&T was like when he took over, and some of the issues that we had as both a university and also as far as athletics are concerned. And he literally uh, just put everybody on his back and said, "Follow me," and and the rest is history. To see where our university was back when he took over versus what it is today, it's like unbelievable. The changes on that campus is unbelievable. Our student enrollment is 7% growth rate as he steps down, as he begins to step down in his last year here. The academic standing of our students. This incoming class was like a 3.9 as far as freshman class this year, which is unheard of. Back in my day,
Hey, Craig,
I don't think too many of us would have made it in. I don't think too many of us would have made it in the A&T back. If they were holding that back in my day. So, what he's done with the staff and with the professors there and the programs and the doctoral programs that he has brought into A&T and. We could go on and on and on. The list is endless.
Craig, he got robots taking over the campus. You can't go on campus right now without getting attacked by these damn, small little mini. It's a lunch thing. They carrying lunch everywhere.
Yeah. So the little robots. Yeah, they all over the place.
We got the robot in the engineering building. We got the autonomous cars, man. We are the future. We are the future. Dude. We got the automated cow milking machine there going out at the farm. Come on, Lord. Man. That's big time. Shout out Corey Burgess. Shout out Corey Burgess and those good folks over at the farm, man. They get it done. They don't get enough love.
You know what, guys?
Creamery coming soon.
Hey, I'm calling my shot. As crazy as we talk on this podcast, and when I say we, I'm talking about me. As crazy as I talk, I'm gonna get Chancellor Martin as a guest before he retires. I'm telling y'all. You always doubt BT. Say who? You ain't got no pool. You don't know Joe. I guarantee y'all, I'm gonna get Chancellor Martin as a guest on Inside the Valley before it's all said and done. Y'all put a thumbtack on this. We'll see what's up. But I'm gonna have to call in a favor maybe. But I'm gonna get him on the show for at least one segment. We're gonna just have a let's look back at everything he's accomplished. Because really, man, it can't be said how much this university has grown under his leadership. But right now, and it happened on last Friday. But of course, we are coming off a bye week, and talk about new blood and new infusion. We got a new head coach, and Coach Brown. This is going to be his first test, and I think really to see how he deals with adversity, and because you deal with it in real time throughout the season. But when you have a bye week and you can kind of step back for a week and do some self-scouting, reflect on some of your hypothesis from the beginning of the year. Is this really going to work like I thought it was going to work? I want to see Craig. I want to see how he adjusts and what changes he makes going into this week against a Norfolk State team that just came off a big CAA win. They beat up Towson. And what's their record? They 3-1 or
they're should be 2-2. Yeah, 2-2 because they got beat by Temple. Temple blew them out.
They're 2-2
with two CAA wins.
Yeah, they beat
Hampton.
Hampton. They beat a Hampton team that was missing like 16 guys, 9 or 10 starters because of the eligibility problems they had up there a couple of weeks ago, certification deal.
Yeah.
And then they beat a Townsend team that's in a rebuilding stage too. They who's got a new coach and new staff as well. So yeah. So it's win's a win. You take them any kind of way.
I'll be taking right now.
I take them any kind of way I can get them. So
right. So here's the deal. So we go up to Norfolk on Saturday at 2:00, and of course, Craig, you put together a big bus trip. 2 big buses of Aggies gonna be going up the highway. Gonna be super deep. And this is almost like Custer's last stand, right? We talked about credibility, and we talked about Coach Brown. Keeping the peanut gallery at bay. During his press conference on Monday, he divided the groups of people into fans and supporters. Doug, you heard that, right? He said fans just care about entertainment. They just want to be entertained. But supporters understand the process, and they're going to be with you through thick and thin. So I don't know what that if there was a subliminal message there for anybody to heed or whatever. But real quick, Craig, how important is this week for Coach Brown's this stability that he's going to have for the rest of the season? How important is this to get a win and to slow some of this negativity that's been kind of building up around Aggieland?
I don't think it really affects Brown. I think it affects the team more so than Coach Brown.
Okay.
I think it's important that this team get a W this week. I think having a week off gave everybody, their coaches, both coaches and players, a chance to really sit down and reevaluate what they were doing, and to really dissect some of the problems they were having. I think the coach went over it pretty well in his press conference, and he echoed a lot of the same things I said last week. In that, we're having some offensive disconnects, and we weren't executing the way we needed to on the defensive side of the ball. We weren't closing out people. We seemed to be in positions to make plays, but we weren't tackling well.
Yeah.
And so I think, to me, it's going to be an indicator as to where this team is going to go going forward, how this team is going to go going forward. I think it's important for us to really play well on both sides of the ball, play a complete game, win or lose, but play a complete game and start looking like a normal A&T team. I think that's what most fans are looking for. I think most fans understand that this is a rebuilding year.
Do we?
And
No, let's go back because
well,
that got introduced to the whole the lexicon of Aggie people. We weren't speaking that whole rebuilding until this past Monday because I ain't nobody said rebuilding until he said it in that press conference. So is that official now? Is that the mantra of Aggie Nation? We're rebuilding. Is that what you're telling us?
well, yeah. I mean, we are rebuilding. I mean, like I said last week, you can't lose 80% of your offensive or 90% of your offensive production from the year before and expect to play at that kind of high level, to put up 30 points a game. It's not going to happen. Not with the inexperienced quarterback and losing some key playmakers, losing your best playmakers off your offense, and losing most of your defensive stars leaving as well. Your top three guys from a year ago, your nose tackle, your two inside linebackers, losing those folks, it left gaps. Now, I will say this: I think the defense, even though we're undersized and we're playing a lot of young kids on defense, I don't think our defense play that badly. To be perfectly honest with you, given the competition we've gone up against, I don't think they play that badly.
Compared to the offense, they haven't.
Well, I'm talking about in general. I mean, I'm just talking about in general. I think because I knew they're going to be very young on defense. I said that from the very beginning. We're going to be extremely young on defense.
Yeah.
And we're playing a lot of freshmen. We're playing a lot of redshirt guys. And we are undersized up front. There's no question about that.
Yep.
But they've made strides, I think, in being able to get stops, and now starting to beginning to make one or two, turning teams over once or twice. We turned the line over a couple times last week. The problem has been is that our offense has not been consistent in putting together any kind of sustained drives to give these young kids a break. Because by the time we got about middle ways of the second half or third quarter against Elon, we were gassed. Our defense was gassed because they had played. You look at the possession of time. They ground us up, and we ran out of gas. But even then, we didn't stop playing. We kept playing through. So I think the big thing is offensively we have got to get the passing game, the short to intermediate passing game working. We've got to get some sort of consistency out of that intermediate passing game. If we can do that, then I think we'll be a much different ball club. But right now, through those first 3 weeks, we just haven't done that. Hopefully, now we're having this extra week.
Got to
tweak.
I got a question for you guys because I might have some breaking news for you. You tell me, who do you think what is the most important position group in terms of our key to success on Saturday?
Receivers.
Offensive line.
Receivers.
Offensive line.
Okay. Offensive line.
Yeah.
I'm going offensive line, Craig, and here's why.
Okay.
All right. We know about, we speak of the passing game. Bottom line is we really don't care how we get the points. We just want to score enough points to win, right?
By hook
we
or by
only
crook.
got a couple rushing touchdowns, so it's not like we lighten it up in that category either.
Yeah.
But I will say this: in terms of our keys to success, we know our offensive line has to be not just good but great, right? Whether we're passing the football or running the football. And we talk about our key losses from last year, and we always talk about the guys in the transfer portal. But I'm gonna throw some names out there for you.
Okay.
Dak Wilson.
Yeah.
All right. Corian Sharp. Ricky Lee. All right. Those are three guys. One of them is playing on Sundays right now. All right. Corian, who was a guard that started for us. I mean, there were times in that Duke game, he looked like the best offensive lineman on the team for us 2 years ago.
Oh, so is he out for the year? Because I thought he's still in the mix. What's the story?
I'm not sure. I know I sat a couple rows behind him at the Elon game. So, I'm yet to see you dress and be ready to go. So
you sat behind his family or you sat behind him?
I sat near him. All right. So,
that's not a good sign. If he's in the stands,
it was a couple weeks ago, but I'm just talking. I can't speak for this year, but I know in terms of the production that he's had since his career, since he's been here at A&T. Okay. And he's a major part of all the success we've had running the football. So that group that, was extra deep, and we had, a ton of bodies 2 years ago when you were questioning why we were rotating guys on and off the field and we're getting guys reps. We're not as deep as we were, 2 years ago and early parts of last year. So, Cesar Monaro went down with an ankle injury early in the game. I think it was 7-0. And that changed the way we looked and performed on offense as well. So there's no doubt about it. Cesar's our quarterback on the offensive line, and you need a guy that can communicate up there and kind of get everybody else in the right spot and keep their cool. He's our captain for a reason, right? And so, when you take one guy out the mix and everybody else kind of have to shift in, I know we got Big Brock Stoops in there early, got him some reps, but you need that continuity on the offensive line. And that's something that we've had for weekends on weekends, year after year. And I think we're in a position now where we're looking to step back into it and kind of get some of that stuff going. So if we can get the offensive line going, they're playing well, and that's both pass protection and running the ball, creating some holes, man, I think it'll ease things on the quarterback. And we know the passing game's going to come alive, man. If y'all don't think the passing game will come alive this week, I'm saying it's got to come alive this week, right? You got 2 weeks. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what we're going to call. I don't know what we're going to do. I just know you got to turn it loose. You got to let it go, all right? You got to play free.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you, Doug, okay, so I think early on, is there anything early on that we can see on Saturday? You're like, okay, we're going to be good. Is there something we can do with the first drive, first 1 or 2 drives that we establish and we show that gives you the feeling like, okay, these guys use that work week to their advantage? Is there anything you want to see immediately on Saturday to give you some confidence?
A touchdown, yes.
Anyway, if we can.
Anyway,
hey, well, Doug, how about trick play?
I want to see us. I was going to say this is at the top of my list, right? I was going to actually say take a page out of Coach Odom's playbook, all right? Because one thing Coach Odom's going to do, he's going to throw those gadgets at you, right? He's going to have that gadget play early on. Yep. And we've been susceptible to that over the years. I think Gardner Webb hit us with something, got back in the game. But a trick play, not only whether it's successful or not, it gets your kids excited. Right. It's something to work on all week. And if you pull it off, man, it's one of those calls. It's a great call. You never look bad if it works. All right. I want to. Norfolk State's gonna come right at you. Odom is one of those guys. He's gonna shake your hand, but he wants to rip your heart out too. He's from down the street as well, but they're gonna line up. They're gonna try to mash us a little bit. They're gonna trade the tight ends, right? I know you like to get those big tight ends on the field, Samaj. They're gonna trade the tight ends.
You know what? I'm cool on tight ends because my man, 83.
He dropped one ball, man.
But he's not running routes with reckless with true intensity. He's just kind of going through the motions.
But we spoke about that other week, though. I think the guys are thinking a little too much. Yeah, that's why we said we're going to turn it loose and play free, right? Listen, this is coming from a guy I've played with super smart quarterbacks. I've played with quarterbacks who depend on the athletic ability. I play with guys that forget to play on the way to the huddle. All right, so those things happen. But I tell you what, all those guys on that team have something in common. All of those receivers and all those quarterbacks, I guarantee if you put them in shotgun and just let them play football, you can call it backyard football, whatever you want to call it. Let them play off schedule a little bit. Let them roll out of the pocket, practice some scramble drills, right? Yeah, man, we're going to call all goes, right? But we're gonna rep the scramble drill all week in practice. And we got some chemistry enough that I don't care what happens, what breaks down. I'm looking for my guy. I know how he's going to react. I know he's coming back to the ball. I know he likes it low and away. I know he likes it at the sideline.
Right.
You got to have that type of chemistry with your guy, all right, and with your whole passing unit. So that comes with experience. That comes with time. I don't know that it necessarily comes with a lot of game time because our guys aren't getting a ton of game experience throwing the ball. But I guarantee you, like Coach said, you put one of those guys out there and you keep repping, Kareem's going to rise to the crop or somebody's going to have a spark, right? That's all we're looking for is a spark at this point. So turn it loose, right? Let take a chance, take some shots. I'm confident in. Well, I believe in what we're going to do on defense, and I believe those guys are going to give it their all. And I think we have a scheme that can keep us in the game, right? But we're going to have to score points. Like I said, the first home game, it don't matter who scored first. You still got to. We're going to have to score more than 7 points to win the ball game, in my opinion. So let's turn it loose.
This is gonna be a
special teams. Taymon, you asked me what happened. I see Taymon. Y'all done made my boy Taymon mad. Done kicked him out the game, right?
Oh yeah,
Taymon is known for when he gets to go against that old MEAC foe opponent. Yeah. He will take it to the crib on you, like he did South Carolina State. So if they kick it to him, look out. He did the same thing against Central. They kicked it to him. So Coach Odom's probably gonna do something a little different. I guarantee you, he probably won't try to kick it to him straight up. If he does, it's gonna be Taymon to the crib.
Hey, Dougie, who is he on staff for him? Was it Lee? Alonzo Lee?
I think it was the back end of. He got some Fobbs action. He was the back end of Fobbs.
So Fobbs brought him in. Okay.
Yeah. He was on that last year, Fobbs, and Odom's a good guy, man. He's a good coach.
He was Tyrone. He was Tyrone when he was here. Then he got Hollywood and changed to Dawson. After he left. His agent said he'd probably be more marketable if you changed from Tyrone on your resume.
That's what it was. Well, he went down to Southern, and man, you know what it's like down there. You think this fan base is rabid and on your tail about everything. But he did well down there, man, and I'm glad that he was able to get the opportunity at Norfolk. And it didn't start off so hot the first part of this year, but he was catching it too. But that's a testament to how a team can turn it around, because it was looking bad. They lost to Virginia State, and everybody wanted them out of there the next day.
Yeah.
And those guys kept fighting. But there's things you can do to put some excitement in your team, and he's good at that, man. He's a good pregame speech guy. He's gonna get them fired up. He's gonna come in here, but I guarantee you, at the end of the game, he's gonna shake Coach's hand. He's gonna have some positive, encouraging words for him, man, and
he's a good dude,
let him know some things to do to make it stay at Aggie land just a little bit more comfortable here in the near time. Right?
Hey, Craig, does this matchup have any implications as far as the whole, Steve Gaither, you guys should never have left the MEAC type of crowd? Is it going to be a? Is it going to be a MEAC versus?
I put no stock in that.
No,
okay.
I
don't buy into that hype.
Yeah.
Now we played Norfolk State is a traditional rival for us, so it's more so a Norfolk State A&T thing. I don't look at it as a conference. I don't look at it as a conference battle. I look at it as a HBCU battle between two old rivals who go head to head, both in football and sometimes in basketball. So,
Listen, did you hear how Craig painted that picture, man? That's exactly what it is. You got the fans, the bands, the atmosphere, the Fishbowl Classic, such pageantry. I love it, man. I love the Fishbowl. I'm gonna have to get up there, man.
Hey, so Dougie, no band brawl, no band brawl this year.
I cannot confirm whether or not we're having the band brawl. Usually we like to go get it in with the Legion
on that Friday,
Spartan
right?
Legion. Yeah, we used to go up there and get it in, man. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it. Okay. Last time somebody made a prediction on the internet about where the band was going to be, wrong. So
hey, whoever that dude, stop with the whole. I saw 10 buses on the highway. I don't need no more of your reports. you all bad when it comes to that.
I think that's part of the blue and gold marching machines allure that you never know, man. You never know where it may show up and appear. So, but if they do, I guarantee you, it's going to be a battle during the game and at fifth quarter. So.
Well, hey, I'll say
the machine is ready. The machine is fueled and ready to take the field, as they used to say.
I'll say this though, I'm pretty sure that Dr. Ruff's going to have one of his most innovative shows on Saturday, because that's always been a heavyweight fight between A&T and Norfolk State.
Oh yeah,
at the halftime.
The Legion, the Legion and the BTMM.
Yeah. And big recruiting battle, man. Big recruiting battle up there. I mean, we got plenty of students from up there, not just on the field, in the band too. So, those high schools, everybody will be watching. There'll be plenty of high school fans and students in the stands checking out the machine. And the Highwater Aggies in the building. So, yeah, man, it's big. We got a lot of guys from VA, man. I'm expecting to see a lot of those young guys play, and some of our vets too, man. I know Mr. Prunty's excited about going home.
Kevin White, Kevin White's from up there.
Shamit,
Blizzard,
Blizzard, Prunty,
Karan.
name them.
It's gonna be a
We
homecoming.
got plenty of boys, man.
Yeah, okay. So
Bryce
man,
Dukes,
listen.
Amante.
This is one of those get right games just that can, like you said, Craig, that can just get your season back on track. We lost, so we 0-1 the conference after that loss to Elon last week, and Norfolk State. They're actually 2-2, but this will be their third time playing a CAA team, and they could have a chance of going 3-0 against the CAA if they can knock us off. Plus, last year we beat the brakes off them. What was the score? I think it was like 49-24, something crazy. We boat raced them here at Aggie Stadium, and they're like you said, Craig. They're kind of almost a mirror image of where we are right now. They don't throw the ball very well. They have a serviceable quarterback. They like to lean on their running game. Have some good running backs. Their defense is not the biggest in the world, but they fly around. They're opportunistic. If you give them a turnover, they'll take it. They will accept all turnovers. So
they're real good at that.
And that's how they've been staying in games and eking out some of these upsets because they Coach Odom's he'll take some chances with his play call. They started off the Townsend game last week with a double pass. They passed to the running back. He threw it downfield for like a 70-yard completion, set up a score. And like I said, they get turnovers, interceptions. They are not a team that's going to beat themselves. I will say that from what I saw. However, they are like at quarterback. I want to say their guy, Otto Coons. He's a transfer from I think Eastern Illinois. He's about a 6'3" guy. I got some film of him actually. He's a 6'3" guy. Doug, I think you weren't the best passer. I think his arm strength is worse than yours. So he doesn't have a great throwing arm.
They run him though. They do run him a little bit.
But he has some wheels. Let me pull up this film and see.
Stands to the left of the quarterback. Coons back to throw. Has all day. Now pressure comes. Going to roll to his right. Looking. Throws into the end zone. Touchdown.
Is that clear for you guys?
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Okay, yeah. So that was a touchdown he threw against Townsend to go up 7-0 after they had that double pass. But let me show you this. This is pretty good composure for somebody in the pocket. And these are plays that Yeager probably could have had a chance to make at some point early against the Elon game, but he was kind of didn't have his eyes set right. But look how this guy looks like he's about to run for it, but he sees that line of scrimmage.
Left of the quarterback. Coons back to throw. Has all day. Now pressure comes.
Right there. Now he's running sideways with the line of scrimmage, and he's looking to the.
Going to roll to his right. Looking. Throws into the end zone. Touchdown. Aaron Moore.
Now that's the good. Now you're about to see some bad. Okay.
1st and 10. Fake the handoff. Coons wants to throw. Going deep downfield. Incompleted passes.
That's a duck. And it's raining here in Baltimore for this game. And they didn't deal very well with the elements as far as the passing game goes.
He overthrows Talbert down around the 15. They're going to have to use another one. Nope, they just got it off. And Coons keeps it himself around the right side, avoids one tackle, then.
He got a little Eli Brickhandler in him because he's trying to get himself killed by doing all that. Eli, if you're watching that, if you get to the sideline, go to the sideline. I don't need you running over nobody. I don't need you cutting back inside. I need you throwing your football. We got a bunch of guys who can run. I don't need you to take any unnecessary hits. If you get a seam, go ahead. But if you got a chance to go out of bounds, live the fight another day. I don't want you doing what he just did on that sideline. Get your ankle snapped.
Gets hit inside the 45 to the 44. 44 of the Tigers. Coons back to throw. Fires across the middle.
That's terrible. Now that's just bad. I don't know what he was seeing. But if he gives that to us, I need Aaron Harris or Prunty or who's back there, Laney at safety. We got to come up with it too, because he throws ducks. He is not a great passer.
Inside the 45 to the 44. 44 of the Tigers. Coons back to throw. Fires across the middle. Intercepted at the 25-yard line. And Rich Bader. 2nd and 9. Coons back to throw. Pressure comes. Rolls to his right. And he's going to get hit, fumbles the football. It's picked up early. You got to know the kid.
So, like I say, this guy is he'll give you some stuff.
He comes. Here's a pass and incomplete.
Well behind
at the 37 is the
early. You got to know the.
Hey, Doug, you remember you was in JV and you say, "Hey, Doug, you want to try for a quarterback?" And you took a shot, and this is your one and only attempt when you were in JV at Ragsdale, 9th grade. For you trying to be a quarterback, this is how it looked.
Cadence.
He comes. Here's a pass and incomplete.
All right, thanks, Doug. Let's try you out wide receiver and see how that works.
Well behind
at the 37 is the, and he just gets it off, fakes the handoff, throws across the middle, incompleted pass behind the quarterback.
You think we got quarterback problems? Like, listen, they are one step above us. Just literally one step above us at quarterback.
Coons in the pistol. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, gets hit, down he goes, back at the 26-yard line. Third down.
Okay, so you saw that blur on the screen. That's not my reception. That's the rain on that little broadcast. Well, this is what we got to worry about.
Down and 3 from his own 33. Coons going to keep it around the left side. He's got room down the sideline. Midfield 40, 30, 20, 10, touchdown. 67-yard run by the quarterback, Otto Coons. So they take it 86 yards in just over 2 minutes. He faked the handoff to King.
If we give up that on Saturday, I'm going to be upset. Like I say. So that's going to be the starting quarterback for Norfolk State on Saturday. Otto Coons, a transfer from Eastern Illinois, and he played last year. Didn't do that well. I think he had what was his stats? We beat them 49-24, and he had 7 completions. He was 7 for 15 for 105 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. So that was last year. So they are who we thought they were. And oh man, Dougie, if that defense is ready to play, that running game is still, hasn't lost anything. If we can get a little bit from our offense, a little bit, we can get off the snide, man.
Yeah, man. I think we got a shot, man. This will be a great time to do it. Again, like you guys said, anytime you can beat up on an old MAC foe and another HBCU opponent, I'm with it. It will go a long way in the Twitter sphere. That's about it, man. It's about us getting a win in our next game, man, and it's the most important game because it's the next game. But I like the fact that we got some good film on those guys. We'll also have good copies of the film for Townsend now. You get an extra game copy of footage. So, man, I look for us to make our run that Craig has been predicting, that October run. You got to win October or do well in October if you want to call your season a success. So it's all in front of us, like Coach said. Hey, all our goals are still in front of us, and we still got a long season ahead. We talked about what it looked like last year to go 0-3, and how much things changed between then at that point.
7-game winning streak. That was a response.
7-game winning streak. So the key to getting on the winning streak is what, Samaj? You got to win the first one, right?
The first one's the hardest.
To have a streak.
Good Lord, hey, the first one is the hardest.
To have a streak. So we'll get this one, man. Get the old proverbial monkey off coach's back. Get him a first win. Get him a dub, and we'll be here ready to celebrate when he gets back off the bus on Saturday.
Oh man. So Craig, you got any instinct of saying who's going to come out there under center first this Saturday? We saw Brick Handler as the starter in the UAB game, and he came. Yeah. He was spelled a little bit by Kevin White, true freshman. Then against Central, we saw Eli Brick Handler for two. What do you want to call them? It was some 2 rough drives, and he got pulled for Yeager. Yeager played the entire Elon game, didn't have great stats, and now after a bye week, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
I don't know. I'm kind of like everybody else. So we'll see who rolls out there. Coach said that he was going to play who he thought was going to give him the best chance to win. they all of them got plenty of reps with the first team this week. My gut probably tells me it's going to be Breck Handler, but I wouldn't bet the farm on it. But I would think you'll see. I think you'll see him play Saturday, and I suspect you'll see some. I would not surprise me to see some Austin Hooker or even a little bit of Kevin White in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you still have to play this game to win. It's not like you're just using it as a spring game or exhibition. You still gotta put your best foot forward because.
You don't want to be 0-4 and coming back in the following week. Who we got? Villanova.
Yeah, that's not. That's
no,
not
you don't want to go. You don't want to come in that game 0-4 against a team like Villanova because Villanova is they the real deal. They the real deal. They don't take prisoners. So I think it's important for us to just find some continuity, some offensive continuity, and put together some drives early and finish them. I think if we can do that, I think the confidence factor then kicks in. I think once you can, if we can come out early in this game, put together some drives, put some points on the board, and move the football consistently. I think it'll be a good afternoon for us.
All right, guys. So I put the link to the show in the chat. I put it on Twitter and I also put it in the fan forum. So we want to hear from you guys. Like I said, we only going about an hour and 20 minutes tonight. So we want to open up the show to anybody who has a comment. I know it's Venice. I think I see her on Twitter. I think she's a female fan of the show. We want to hear from some ladies. We need to balance out all this testosterone with some estrogen. So if you are a lady and you got some strong opinions on A&T football, please click that link, and we want to see you. We want to talk to you guys because I got some questions for the ladies in the fan base. We got Billy J jumping in here. What's up, Billy?
Juice, man.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Yeah.
How's it going? Doing all right?
Yeah, man. How you been doing, bro?
Doing good.
In the break room?
Yeah. I just got off work, so I'm good.
Okay. You got a whole bunch of noise in the background, but just tell me real quick, man. What's your thoughts on this weekend, man? Because like I said, if we don't get this one, I'm looking at that schedule. It's gonna be kind of hard. It's gonna be hard to identify nothing after this. Maybe half. That might be a little tough.
Well, guys. I mean, I'm gonna try to be on the positive side. Now, like you said, you point out the Norfolk quarterback, he does some good things, but he does some bad things, right?
Yeah.
So, and I will say that as a defense, for Norfolk's defense as a whole, they give up at least 20 points a game. Their defense isn't that good. I mean, stat-wise, those guys, they give up points. So going to what Doug said, if the offensive line does good, if the offense as a whole does good, if the wide receivers do their thing, if the quarterback, does what they're supposed to do, like I said, with us having this bye week, it's going to be huge. So like I said, with Coach Brown, giving us more opportunities to prep and game plan for Norfolk, I mean, it's going to be huge. So like I said,
hey, Billy, he got a week. And by the way, I appreciate you finding the loudest place in the UPS building to do this interview. Thank you so much. But no, I'm joking. When I was in college, I used to work at UPS PD9. I was a top pickoff. That's how I paid some of my tuition.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know all about that UPS work. But
oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but like I say, Billy, we got a week. We had a week to go to the lab, to turn off all the noise and figure
Right.
out a game plan. This is going to show me how resilient Coach Brown and his staff is. Yeah. So look. So is there anywhere else you can go besides where you are now? You like a dungeon or is this a torture chamber? Do you have anywhere else you can go to talk to us?
I mean, like the saying goes, hey, ain't nowhere to go else but up, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, like my Panthers, like I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. Hey, Dave, you out there watching? Hey, we gotta keep pounding, man. We ain't doing too well either, but hey, us as Aggies, we gotta keep pounding. We gotta keep going for it. We gotta keep working.
Okay.
So, game plan wise, hey, like Doug said, we got I think if we keep that running game going,
Yeah.
like I said, the charge to Chris Young, hey, we gotta have that game plan right. We gotta have that running game right.
Hey,
So
and Billy, I called out Chris Young last week, right?
I know you did. I was watching. I was at work watching.
So
And then, hey,
the best way he can shut me up is to do what? What's the best way he can shut me up and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Go out there and put up 40 or 50 points on Norfolk State. That's the best
Yeah.
rebuttal, right?
Right.
And I think he has talent at his disposal to do that, but they got to play a whole lot better,
Right.
Yeah.
It all comes down like and I met Craig the other week at Elon. I was at Elon the other week. I met Craig himself. My pleasure. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you, Craig.
Hey, it was fun sitting there watching the game with you, man.
Yeah, it was. Even though the outcome wasn't what we wanted, but it was fun. I was glad to finally meet you. It was my honor. My honor.
Same here, man.
But yeah, thank you. But like you said, Samaj, we got to come out firing. We got to.
Yeah.
And Doug, I'm pretty sure Doug, you agree. On offense, we got to come out, and on both sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams. Oh my God, because special teams.
Hey, listen. If Tavon Cook stays in the game, I like our chances. The only thing I worry about is if he gets kicked out again. If Tavon's in the game, I like our chances.
Yeah, exactly. So if Tamon Cook, he does his thing. If Prunty, the defense, everybody does everybody does what they're supposed to do. I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. We gotta stay positive. We gotta go with what Coach said. We gotta follow the process and be patient, and just trust what he's doing. And like I said, stay positive. I know Aggie Nation out there is like me. I was frustrated with the Elon game and with the outcome. Just like Aggie Nation was, we were upset, right? Which is normal. But we gotta stay the process and be positive and know that hey, the win's gonna come, like Coach said in his press conference. If we do what we're supposed to do and do the things the right way, the wins will come. So it all boils down to the players doing what they're supposed to do, and the wins will come. So we gotta keep positive and stay positive.
All right, dude, I can dig it. All right, so we're gonna let you go because you about to have a party back in there. I can tell right now. Everybody's off work. What's it?
Yeah.
Twilight shift. Y'all finish up the twilight shift. Y'all about to
Yeah. Twilight/midnight shift.
Yeah. You try to work a double tonight? Can you get some time and a half?
Yeah, no, I'm off. I'm going home.
All right, man. So you bring back memories, man. All right, so we're gonna let you go because my eardrums will kill me because
Okay.
Hey man, I appreciate you. And hopefully, are you gonna be in Norfolk Saturday? Gonna be able to make the game?
No, I won't be.
Okay. We'll do a Blue Death after dark. I'll talk to you probably this weekend sometime.
All right. Cool deal.
Take care, man.
All right.
All right. Peace. Here you go, man. I tell you, man, that dude was in a he was in the party zone. Hey, Doug, you don't know about that. So you was a student. You was getting university paid your way to go to school. Some of us had the robot sleeves and work for it. So I used to work on UPS, man, go over there. Oh man, I went from I worked the midnight shift, so it's like 11 to like 2 something in the morning. And then if I was really feeling like I had some energy, I worked the morning shift. So I would stay over and I worked a double. You talking about dead tired? I can't even think about doing that right now. I did that for almost three some years, man. Working on them trucks. Yeah, man. But so Billy J, he's feeling optimistic. One thing that we talked about is quarterbacks, and we all like I said, Brick Handler, Yeager, and even Kevin White have got a chance to step on the field this year. But one guy has been missing, and everyone has been asking about him on the board, on social media, and they even asked about him in the press conference on Monday. I think Luke asked Coach Brown, "What about Hooker? Where is he? He's kind of the fourth man in the conversation." And I got some video I want to show of young baby Hook, as I call him, just to remind folks who he is and what he, his skill set, because I think he might still be a walk-on, but he definitely is somebody who, and I believe can step in there and win us a ball game if need be. So let me, what is it? I had it in front of me. Hold on a second, gentlemen and ladies. It's a great. Oh man! All right, we're gonna have to hold on a second. I gotta find it again. I had this clip right there, and then I can't find it no more. But Austin Hooker. So last year he came in for the Charleston Southern game. Doug, remember he almost had that touchdown, and then he almost had a run. But for the people who might not know, give me a quick scout report on Austin Hooker and why he should still be in consideration, early on in the season.
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Doug. Yeah.
Oh, number one, he's a hooker. All right.
Okay.
So his bloodline alone. Austin Hooker's best football is ahead of him, man. He has all the intangibles that you look for in a leader. He's putting in the work, and he's definitely being trained by some of the best football guys out there that are available, right? I mean, He has great access. He's got his father for one, and he's got his brother in his corner, and he comes from a good background. But like I said before, man, the kid is a leader. All right, he's taking his position in his role exactly how you would want your backup to take it. With a smile. He's always working to get you guys better. I noticed him and Brick Handler were locked in all game, Elon. Even though they were on the field, they definitely knew what was going on.
He never checks out mentally. He's always ready. If that call comes, he's gonna be more than ready. But I see him on the sideline. He's never just like look at the crowd and dancing, whatever. He's always listen to the plays and just like, coach, give me a chance. I'm gonna show you.
I mean, he gets it, and the reports are that he knows the playbook better than anybody on the team. And,
right.
That's what you expect from a guy like that. But he understands that opportunities, when they come, you got to be ready. So I think he's doing the best he can to just be ready when his number's called. Some people will say you don't expect the fourth-string quarterback to play well. We saw, that can happen in a heartbeat in a matter of one game.
Last year.
So, I do believe he'll get a chance to crack the lineup and get a chance to take some snaps. And I think he'll make the best and the most of his snaps. What happens from there, who knows? But I think he deserves a chance to get in there and be evaluated at some point, right? Everybody else got a crack.
Everybody else got a shot. Hey, I found a video too. Hold on a second, Dougie.
Crucial is it for him to be out on this field earning this as he's able to bounce off of that first tackle and cross into Buccaneer territory, and he's still earning this.
This was Charleston Southern last year. He got the surprise start in this game. Like I say, at this point we're 6-3. We won 6 straight games. I think we had just beat Norfolk State the week before, and
Fowler had the ankle.
Fowler had a hairline fracture in his foot, I believe. I think it was a foot injury that he said was causing him some discomfort. And so Barnett was trying to steal one. He said, okay, if you have to play, we can play you. But if not, let's see if we can go to Baby Hook. And this is when Yeager had that shoulder and Brick Handler was out for the season with that knee. So we only had like 2 healthy quarterbacks on the depth chart. And this is a scramble from Hooker.
And how crucial is it for him to be out on this field earning this as he's able to bounce off of that first tackle and cross into Buccaneer?
Now, if anybody's seen the old videos of his dad, Alan Hooker, they got the exact same gait. They got the exact same stride. It looks. Doug, am I lying? It looks exactly like his dad.
Territory, and he still refuses to go down at the 40-yard line. Hooker will.
This is right here. Good Lord. This was it. This was a touchdown. If he makes this touchdown, I honestly think he finishes the game.
I agree.
I think he finishes the entire game. He probably has 2 more touchdowns because he has confidence, he has rhythm, and good things happen in chunks. So we need this in Caldwell.
Work from the pistol. Play action. Lofts that one towards the end zone, and
him in the wrong place.
And it falls out of the hands of Jakari Caldwell.
Coach Barnett, great fake by Hooker, rolls out, throws the football.
HLF, hands like feet.
Just out of the receiver's hand.
This is a spring game highlights. I showed this before, but this is what he looked like this past spring game. And of course, it's a scrimmage, but I'm telling you, man, he's some good throws, good anticipation. Tough throwing traffic. If he can do that, that's better than what we've been doing so far. Checking down, getting first down. It's a touchdown pass right here. That's Baby Hook at the spring game. That's Baby Hook, saw a small sample size last year against Charleston Southern. Craig, man, I don't care how we do it, man. I don't care if it's Yeager, Rick Handler, Kevin White, or Hooker. Somebody's got to step up. And we talked about that ad nauseum. We have the worst passing offense in the nation right now. 122 out of 122 FCS teams. I put the majority of the blame in on. But I think Coach Brown did not announce any staff maneuvers at the press conference on Monday. So, I'm assuming that none happened. I think he said he wants to stay the course and he's not going to panic. I believe that Chris Young, I hope Chris Young spent the majority of that bye week not working on, I'm going to add this to the playbook, or I got this crazy X and O, concept. I hope, Doug, he went back to the shop and said, I'm just going to work on my other job, which is quarterback coach. And I'm going to work on mechanics. Because I think if you get your quarterback to perform better, everything else works out. I just think the quarterback play has been so poor that it's just you can't even get to your playbook. You can't even call stuff because you're not confident those guys can accomplish it. But with that being said, Craig, if we just get one drive, we start off Saturday with one drive, 8 to 10 plays, go down the field, throw fade route the back of the end zone, all that gets wiped out, and we're rolling now. We just need a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, I like I said, we need to put together especially in that first quarter, we need to put together a couple good drives, right, and finish them. It's one thing to get it down into the red zone. It's another thing to finish. If we can do that early on and establish a rhythm, I think our offense will stay alive. Will come alive and stay alive, and I think it will help our defense immensely. I can't say enough. I'm more of a defensive guy anyway. Yeah. I see a lot of potential as far as this defense is concerned. With all these young kids that are playing, I've seen some tremendous play out of a lot of those young kids, especially a lot of those young freshmen out there who've been thrown into the fire. Yeah, they're making some mistakes, and they're probably not as strong as they're going to be a year or two from now. But I can't. Their effort is there, and they're making plays. They're making plays. The thing is that you can only do so much if you don't have some assistance from the other side of the ball,
I got
and
a question.
that's what it is.
I got a question for both of you guys. If let's just say worst case scenario, we don't have more points at the end of Saturday, for whatever reason, and we end up losing a fourth straight game. Do you think Coach Brown says, I'm just gonna go to like the youth movement, like I'm just gonna change my goals from trying to win a conference championship to now I'm just gonna start developing guys and maybe Shamik Blizzard, Kevin White Jr. Do you think that he changes his focus dramatically if we start off on 4?
I don't. I think he's already
No.
stated that he's continuously evaluating guys. And
But is he really though? Is he really like all the guys?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I think part of the playing time equation and the reason why you may or may not have seen some of those guys. I mean, we're used to saying, "Hey, you got 4 games to play him, see what he can do. Let's get a look at him and let it roll." I think Coach is pretty cognizant of the guys or what he sees going forward for next year. I'm not just going to throw a kid out there because I got some time to roll with it. Now I am from the school of you can't guarantee whether the kid going to be here 4 years or not. So I'm playing kids while they're in my program, right? That's kind of just where I am right now. But if you're thinking in terms of development and long term, if you think Kevin White's your guy for the future, if you think Shamik has got a bright future at A&T, maybe you don't roll him out there and put him in the mix just for the hell of it, right? I mean, you've got capable guys and seniors and guys who've been there before ahead of those guys, right?
How about Charlie Dixon, though? Do you start seeing more Charlie Dixon?
Has Charlie Dixon done enough to supplant the 2 guys in front of him? If you're coach, like those guys have done everything they can or in their power to earn starters reps, right? And they perform up to that level. And sometimes it's not just about running football. Sometimes it's pass protection. Sometimes it's ability to, know your job. We saw that last year. That was the bark with some of the quarterbacks that maybe they didn't know what they were doing at all times, right? So, I think all of those guys' time will come. But, again, if I'd rather put you in a stockpile and have you for later, when I think I'm going to need you, right? And there's still plenty of time to evaluate guys. We could have some injuries Saturday and those guys have to be thrown in the mix, right? So, I think you try to do right by your players, and Coach has spoken about that at length and at every press conference about developing kids and evaluating kids, right? So he knows who's on that team and their abilities, and just observing those guys, observing Shamik and some of those guys, you don't hear those guys fussing or complaining about not being out there. The message you hear from those guys is, my time's going to come, or when I'm ready, when the time comes, I'm going to be ready. And that's all you see from them. That's all you hear from them. So those guys are nose down, nose to the ground, and they're grinding, getting ready for their time. And man, I was a guy that I couldn't imagine not playing a year of football. So that factored into my decision. Like, I'm trying to play in that first Aggie Eagle. Like, I've been around sports my whole life and couldn't imagine not playing in a game. The game is what I live for. Right. But in reality, that year goes by so quick. I mean, those guys are looking up and they're halfway through their first semester of college, some of them. And so they'll be training and getting ready for the spring and into a new season before they can blink, right? So, if you're thinking big picture, like Coach said in the press conference, putting those guys out there, or, we already talked about how short the game is now. The game is that there's not a lot of reps to go around in the first place. Not at running back, not at quarterback. So, you kind of go with, you're feeling your way out, and in hindsight, it's like, man, we should have did this, or maybe we could have subbed a guy in. But like Coach said, man, you make those decisions throughout the course of a game, and you go into the game with a plan, and sometimes your plan works, and sometimes you have to go to your backup plan or make a change. But that's why you pay those guys to make those decisions, and I'm sure they go to bed with those things on their mind, personnel wise, especially when you're bringing them up, and Luke's bringing them up in the press conference. Those are things that that I know they think about every day. I mean,
Okay.
that's why there's a big old depth chart on the board in the coach's office, and those guys look at it every single day. And that depth chart moves, and you slide a guy down, and some guy might have had a bad practice, and coach said, "Man, he going to the bottom, or he going down one, or man, you in there now." So, you know, it's up there not just for the coaches, it's for the players to see too when they come in.
Okay,
office,
well,
right?
I got a question. This is for Craig, Doug, and everybody in the chat. This is a question for everybody in the chat, right? Who is one player, if you were the head coach or you had the head coach's ear, who is one player on the roster who you want to see more of that you're not seeing right now? It can be a walk-on, it could be a backup, it could be one of the guys who've already played but is not playing. Who's one guy that you want to see more of that's not as playing as much as you think he should be right now? Craig, give me one guy who you want to see a little bit more of.
Austin Hooker.
Okay. Doug.
I'll say Kevin White, but it's not even in a true quarterback capacity. I just want to see the ball in his hands. You know, that's what we said earlier in the season, that he's electric, one of our best athletes, and if he's healthy, man, can we get him on a jet sweep or one of those guys and in one of those plays? But if it's not him, on the contrary, I would like to see Shameik Blizzard and see, you know, what type of ability he has and if he can be the next guy. We're accustomed to seeing freshman running back get a crack in the lineup and make plays at A&T. So we kind of pigeonholed him into that position, and you know, had him pegged for that before he got here. And so I think the fans' expectations again kind of came into play, and us wanting to see him. But you know, he seemed like a talented kid on film, man. And I'd like to see him get a tote here or there, or you know, kind of like we did with Tootin. Tootin got in, return the kickoff or something. We just found a way to get him out there, right? We got playmakers, like Coach said. Let's find a way to get our guys the ball. But you know, until we make some plays, until we score some points, it's still an advantage, I guess, if you don't know who we got and what they can do. So
you know who I want to see? What's that kid named Derek Britton? The guy who like he catches a touchdown every spring
set it
game.
off in the spring. Yeah, set it off in the spring.
Like Mr. Spring game. Like I want to see if that's transferable to the regular season, because every spring game he has like an end around or a slant, or he gets in the box. This is 2 years. I think he's probably still a walk-on. But for 2 years straight, you gave him like three or four possessions every spring game, and he uses those 4 reps to get in the box. So his percentage for opportunities is crazy. So let's give him a couple of drives in the game and give maybe 1 or 2 targets. And like he's almost like 50%. So if you give him 2 targets, one of those is gonna be a touchdown run. So that's pretty much how he's done. Somebody said Will said Jalen Hicks. I forgot about Hicks. And also, another guy, local guy, Sincere Burnett from Grimsley. He's been on the roster the last couple of years, and I think our guy Jermaine McDaniel, he mentioned him as a guy who could be a factor. You say he's hurt, Craig?
Yeah. Didn't he break a bone? He broke a bone.
No, that's Deuce. You think about Deuce?
Yeah, Stephen Davis Jr. broke his.
Right.
Yeah, Sincere
Burnett. One of those family kids. Yeah, it's one of those family kids.
Yeah, Sincere Burnett was the guy from Grimsley, won a state championship. He's a linebacker with walk on. But yeah, man,
Javon Armstrong Grady.
He hasn't been in yet. He hasn't played yet.
No, man, he hasn't played yet.
That might be something different than just coach's decision. That might be something else because
he was. We don't, like Coach said, we don't talk injuries and personnel who's gonna play on Saturday. Yeah. But he wasn't fully dressed, ready to go at E-line. So hopefully he's working his way back.
Is there any chance that Warren is going to be on the roster? Is he still a factor? Because somebody said they saw him in the stands. When I hear about active players sitting next to me when I bought a ticket for a football game, that scares me. I don't like seeing that. So has there anybody heard anything about Warren? Because I think right now he's probably our best wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, he was out there in the spring getting light reps, working his way back from a knee. Yeah. So, that's one of those things too. Until you're healthy, man, I know he had I don't think that was his first injury last year. I think he was banged up a little bit. So, rest it, get it well, man. And like you said, there's plenty of football still ahead of him. But I think it's important for him to shake those injuries off. So when he's ready, no rush.
All right, truth serum time. Truth serum time from my man Craig. All right.
Uh-oh.
Do you think? I mean, this is for both of y'all too. This is. I want some honest answers here. Do
All
you
right.
think Coach Brown is a little bit surprised at how tough this thing is and how his roster is really not stepped up like he thought? Do you think Do you think he had higher expectations with this roster than what he's getting out of it? Because I'm good on body language, and I know he starts off every press conference with "It's a great day in Aggerland." He's trying to sell that little slogan, but I just something about his look, like dang, I didn't expect me fighting this hard this early. Craig, do you think he's a little bit shocked at how hard this is going?
I think he's a little bit. I think he's disappointed about how slowly we've started. Especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think he came in with his eyes open as far as what we had as far as the youth on this football team. That was he went through the summer, kids, and so he knew he had a really young team and a lot of inexperience in some areas. But I think the thing probably is that is probably caught him by surprise is just how slow this offense has been coming around. I think that's something that he did not anticipate.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
that's just a guess. That's just a guess.
Doug, you think this is like you think he was already prepared for this? Like I used to because I don't think he thought that 0 and 3, and the worst passing offense in the country was on his bingo card when he took this job.
Yeah, I think it's like what Craig said. In all honesty, if you look at his last couple of coaching jobs, he was coaching the defensive side of the ball, right? How much time did he spend worrying about what's going on the offensive side, right? And I think in the spring, his focus was probably on establishing his culture, setting the tone and doing administrative things and really get his program off the ground. I don't know that he was concerned with the X's and O's on the offensive side of the football. So some of those things, I won't say they might have went unnoticed because he's such a detail-oriented guy, and I know he's locked into everything that's going on. And I see him deliberately. Well, he said it in the first game. He had to kind of make himself go over there and be near the offense. He just wasn't accustomed to being locked in what was going on offense. And you can have an ear to what's going on, but if you trust your coaching staff and your guys and believe in what they're doing, then you're not second-guessing everything they do, at the beginning of the season. Now, at this point, you may be second-guessing some things and definitely spend a lot more time in that offensive room and trying to get some things right and preparing yourself to make some decisions in terms of personnel and staff and all those things, right? So I know that he's got a close eye on it now because that's just the kind of guy he is. I just don't know that it was a concern in the spring or even over the summer, right? I think he believed in the offense and the program and everything they had going on in terms of the system they were trying to run the offense or they were running on offense. But I know this stuff has got his attention now. I just don't know how much it was at the forefront. So we probably, like Craig said, was a little off guard by the start. I don't think he is in a familiar atmosphere, familiar territory right now, right? We know he cut his teeth in the CAA most recently. So he's playing some unfamiliar foes and unfamiliar opponents. And I think my hope is that as we get into deeper CAA play, that we start to settle in. Like he pointed the good points out in the East Elon game that we held them for they were 0-13 on third down. Like, that's amazing. That's a great stat. But, again, you expect to win games like that. And the irony in all this is everybody is kind of getting what they wish for, in terms of our football program. All the guys that quarrel and people that had issues with discipline and those sorts of things or, had issues with the play calling. Let's hear what they got to say now, right? And the guys, the disciplined folk are probably like, man, I like to see a little bit more of some edge out of us and a little bit more of some fire at times. So, it's just somewhere in between. You just got to find your way. But again, I like to remind people we're 3 games into a season. That's not a lot of football, 12 quarters. And we got some kids that are just now getting their chance to get out there and make an impact. But Saturday in Norfolk, as they say, Virginia, is a great time for our Aggies to turn it loose, man, and just just getting that rhythm, man. It's about just getting in a football rhythm and making some plays, man. We've seen it happen years before where somebody just makes a big play and we get off the ground. So we used to have an offensive saying that said, start fast and finish strong. We got to figure out a way to do both of those and everything in between, but it's baby steps, man.
So look, 72 degrees is the forecast, right? Is that what you said, Craig? About 72 degrees on Saturday?
Yeah, 70. It's supposed to be 72 and sunny.
Slight breeze off the water? Gotta be a slight breeze coming off that.
Yeah.
Slight breeze
off the water.
So the weather is going to be about as best you can have at the end of September.
It's perfect football weather. Football weather.
Craig, you're bringing 2 buses of rabid, crazy Aggie fans. Y'all, what time are y'all leaving on Saturday morning?
We're going to be pulling out from Truist at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning, because we're going to make a stop or 2 along the way. We want to give ourselves plenty of time. Going to, mix into the tailgate a little bit, get there early, mix into the tailgate before everybody hits up in the section 106. And that whole section of 106 is diehard Aggie country right there. That's right behind the 50-yard line, right behind the bench.
Oh man! So look, we're gonna have a home field advantage. That's about to be Aggie Stadium North, right?
There's gonna be a lot of Aggies there. There's gonna be a lot of Aggies up there.
And I looked online tonight, and they got like a promotion where they got like $10 tickets there. So I don't know how. Listen, I don't know how long that's gonna last. But if you have any thoughts about going to that game, you might want to jump on that, because I was gonna bring some of my sons and some of their buddies. I was gonna make that road trip. I'm still trying to figure it out. But 72 degrees, you can't beat that. But yeah, the tickets are very affordable. I think general admission is like $20, and they got some promotional tickets for $10. And so if you can go out there, please consider doing it, because we need this W. Crazier things have happened. We started off 0-3 last year, went off 7 straight. This is probably a tougher schedule than what we had last year. After the 3 games this year compared to last year. But momentum is the craziest thing in football. Once, and Doug, you can attest to this, once players start feeling good about themselves, you subconsciously work harder, you subconsciously focus better, you react quicker. It's like your spider senses just get activated. Once coaches can say, if you run here, there's going to be a pot of gold at the end of this route. Then if they can prove that by you having some success, then that credibility kicks in, and then your message, that message starts to reverberate within the locker room, and they start coaching better. All you got to have is a little bit of success, and that's no better way to start in Norfolk State. They've been kicking CAA butt all season. We could finally slow that momentum. Man, even better. Let me bring Billy J back in. He finally got off work. Billy J.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
You finally out at that rave party you was at a few minutes ago. But,
yeah, I'm good. Everything's all good to go.
but Billy J, man, if we can just finally get a quarterback, and I don't care who he is, if we can just get one quarterback to take that damn opportunity and say, look here, everybody else, y'all can sit back. This is my show now.
Right.
We put up 250 or 300 yards passing, 3 or 4 touchdowns. If we can just find a guy that we can say this is going to be the guy we're going to rally around for the rest of the season, that'd be a win in itself. That would at least be something we can establish for the rest of the season.
Right, and I agree. Like I said, even Coach said it. If we can get that one guy quarterback to step it up, like I said, we got, Hooker. I know a lot of guys and people say, hey, it might be Hooker's time, step up. We got Kevin White out there. He's from Virginia. Hey, it might be his time to show out in his home state. But like I said, we just gotta get that one guy to finally step up and make plays. I think that would be a big help for us.
Hey, Billy J, did you send me a text and say there's going to be a watch party in Greensboro at Kickback Jacks?
Yes, there will be a watch party. I think I saw on the Facebook group there will be a watch party this Saturday, at the Kickback Jacks on New Garden. For all Aggie Nation out there that want to watch the game, go out to Kickback Jacks at New Garden in Greensboro. I think what the game start 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Yep.
At 2 p.m. Hey, be there. Hey, show up and show out.
Yeah. Okay. I can dig that.
Hey, I get pride all day, every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, guys, we are pretty much towards the end of this thing. I think we all kind of understand what this week is all about and the ramifications. We gotta get W because, man, 0-4, and then we got Villanova coming through here. That looks like Lee Fobs all over again. If we don't get this one. But Doug, give me a parting word, man, before we get off of here, man.
And somebody, I do want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, on a positive note, and it's to the challenge to the offense and Chris Young, to all the offensive players, wide receivers, running backs. I don't care who's carrying the ball. Keep in mind that Norfolk's defense, they give up at least 20 points plus a game. Okay. So they're the positive note. They give up 20 plus points a game. They've already given up 1,800 yards of offense already. So we should be able to move the ball on them as a positive note. So, like I said, as a challenge to your point, the Chris Young and all those offensive guys, the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, the running backs. Hey, if you guys can do what you're supposed to do your job and perform at 100%. I think the outcome, we will get the ball moving on offense, and like Craig said, we won't have those 3 and outs on offense. First down, second down, third down, we don't get that much yards, and next thing you know, we're turning over to our defense, and we're wearing our defense out. So if the offense can produce some productive long drives to give our defense a rest, hey, we'll be in good shape.
All right, Doug, what you got, man?
Hey, I said it before. I'm gonna say it again, man. But I just want to encourage the guys and the staff to go out there and just play loose. Don't worry about all the pundits. Don't worry about all the fans, as they say. Like Coach said, man, you got plenty of supporters, and regardless of how folks act and what they say, a lot of those fans that Coach was talking about are really supporters at heart. And you just want to block all that out. Go up to Norfolk. Enjoy the bus trip. Visualize yourself making huge plays on Saturday. The night before. Spend some time with your guys in the hotel, man, and sit around, get away from football a little bit. Go downstairs.
Put your phone down. Put your phones down, man.
Oh, definitely put the phone down. I don't know how they handle that. I'm sure they got something they can do to kind of deter the social media stuff. But get away from it, man. And those Virginia boys, man, enjoy your family. Spend some time with those folks when they're there too. When the game's over, or if they're coming over to visit with you. But just enjoy the moment, man. Don't get so caught up in everything that's going on in the pressure and the record. Enjoy being a college football player. Enjoy Saturdays because you work so hard throughout the week. You work too hard not to enjoy Saturdays. So keep the main thing, and enjoy this season because it gets hard at times. It's getting colder. Practices not as fun, not as easy when you're not having the results that you're looking for on Saturdays. But just know that you keep, like Coach said, keep doing it right. And I don't mean to keep echoing Coach Brown, but he says a lot of the right things, right? And those are the same messages that any of us will preach to our kids. But you keep doing the right thing and keep your nose down, man. Keep working. The ball's bound to bounce your way at some point. So hopefully it's this Saturday. But go out there and play your best, man. Turn it loose, Aggie Pride.
CT,
right.
Bring us home, CT.
All right. Hey, I want to say one thing. Can I say one more thing? One quick thing?
Yeah.
For all the fans that are out there that are wondering, like I said, Norfolk is our rival, kind of, a little bit in the football, but Norfolk is also our band rival. And I want to say this: that I just found out.
It's a band brawl.
There will be a band brawl, but it won't be that week of the game. There will be a. Yeah, I just found out there will be a band brawl the same week that we play Hampton, and there will be a gym.
A three-way band brawl.
Yeah, the same week we play Hampton. So because we play Hampton in a different week, right?
So
Yeah,
So
it's Hampton's homecoming.
yeah, and their homecoming. So
Oh,
I
that's right.
heard. So I heard that we will have a gym battle with Norfolk State and possibly Hampton on the same week that we play Hampton. Normally we have a gym battle that Friday when we play Hampton or Norfolk. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, normally we have a gym battle with Norfolk that Friday before the game.
Yeah.
But I found out from a good source that we will have a gym battle the same week we play Hampton.
Let's get info. Get info. Okay. All right. So, Craig, last word, man.
It's been 2 weeks since our last game. I'm just looking for us to play better. And just be consistent. I think that's the big thing for a team this young. Go out, like Doug said, go out, have fun, relax, just play, and be consistent, execute, and everything else should fall into place. Block the noise out because you got everybody in your ear telling you need to do this, you need to do that. Same thing with the coaches. You got people pulling on you, tugging on you, wanting to send you to the unemployment line 3 games in and run you, burn you in the effigy and hang you hang effigies and burn them, in front of the Dowdy building and all that sort of thing. But just block all that out. Fans are fans, and they ride with the wind. Today it's blowing to the left. Tomorrow it'll be blowing to the right, and come Saturday it'll probably be all swirling around. Just forget about all that. Just go out and play football. Go out and do your best. Play your best. Be your best, and everything else will take care of itself.
Get a win. Hey, listen, you get a win. That press conference on Monday is gonna feel different. When he say it's a great day in Aggie land, everybody's gonna agree. Cause so you come back from Norfolk W, man, the whole season is still in front of us. It opens up. And
I guarantee if we win Saturday, there'll be standing room only in that conference room on Monday.
Right.
I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Standing room only.
I agree. 100%.
I think Coach Brown, he's getting a little bit frustrated with some of the, the chatter because he's a social media guy. He's on, he might not be posting a lot, but he sees the stuff. And so he's just like, I think a little bit of it is a gut punch. Like I don't think he thought that we would be struggling this bad. I don't think in his wildest dreams he would have envisioned the worst offense in the country, the worst passing offense in the country. But he's a prideful guy, and he's coming from a job where they were in the semifinals of the FCS playoffs last year, right? So he knows all about winning. He knows what winning culture looks like, feels like. He's helped build that winning culture. It's gonna take some time,
It took him 3 years. It took him 3 years. It took him 3 years up at William and Mary before they became what they are now.
Right. And Coach Broadway, he didn't go undefeated his first year. Everybody goes back to Coach Broadway, and Coach Broadway, I think somebody said, why keep mentioning Coach Broadway is the standard. So he's like, if we're Alabama, he's our Bear Bryant, okay? So we're going to compare everybody before and after to Coach Broadway. He's the pinnacle. So you look at what he did and say, can we find some way to emulate that? Coach Broadway, he had to pivot at the end of his first year. He had to look at his staff and make some changes, and he had to change some of his recruiting philosophy. So everything is still fluid. But no one is calling for Coach Brown to run out of town or whatever. Nobody's putting a for sale sign in his yard. People, we're just we're antsy because I don't care what nobody says. Ain't nobody was talking about a complete rebuild back in August. I can pull back the old YouTube videos when we were on his podium, and none of us were saying, "Oh, guys, brace yourself. This is gonna be a rough one." We felt pretty good that we could make a little bit more noise than what people expected. I know we were predicted very low in the conference, but we all thought that was an insult. Right now, it seems pretty accurate, but like I say, but it's all about Saturday. We got a game 2:00 on Saturday against a team that we can beat. That if we looked at the rosters, I think we got more talent on our roster than Norfolk State. I think we match up well. It's going to be a game where both teams try to establish that running game. I don't think anybody is going to be out there looking like the Miami Dolphins and throwing that ball, 50 times a game. I think everybody's going to try to run that ball, and just keep on running it. The team that's the most successful and can get off the field on third down and can extend drives on offense is going to win. And of course, you can't have turnovers. Hopefully that's us. I feel confident. There's no greater desire in my body than to be able to go to the press conference on Monday and ask Coach Brown how they feel to have that first win as A&T head coach. I want to ask him that, and I will ask him that if if I'm there on Monday. But that's why you play the game. We gotta get it done. But guys,
like I said, keep in mind, everybody, keep in mind what Coach Brown said in the press conference.
Yeah,
I'm a naturally patient guy, right? So we gotta keep that in mind.
He has no choice.
Right. He has no choice.
Right.
So, like I said, we keep that in mind. He's a naturally patient guy, and we got to keep moving forward. We got to stay positive. We got to keep pounding, and then those guys can come out and make plays and do what we're supposed to do. So, I think we can get it done.
So everybody riding that bus trip, please be safe. And Doug, you give me a call, man. I might can throw you in the passenger seat if you need. I think I'm gonna go. I'm right now about 80% sure I'm gonna go. Something might change, but see how Friday night football looks, man. It kind of determines some things too. But until then, everybody, for my man Billy J, Doug Brown, the president, Craig Turner, I am Samaj Marsh. It's been another fun episode of Inside the Valley. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see you for a Blue After Dark or something on Sunday. Because if we win, I'm gonna be psyched. I'm gonna be thrilled. So we might have to do something.
I'll be with you, Samaj. I'll be right there with you, bro.
Yeah, man. So for all the guys, I'm Samaj Marsh. This has been Inside the Valley. See you next time. Peace. Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride.